Hello, guys. Today we are going to talk about a very nice book called The Digital Fortress by Dan Brown. Well, first of all, I'd been wanting to read this book since a very long time, but then I finally read it and it was pretty long actually. It's around 510 pages long, guys, and that's one fat book, but I read it very quickly, and I think that I read it within, I think, 2 days, I think, or something like that. Anyways, this was a really nice, well written novel, and it was a thriller. And I love to read thrillers, but I haven't read many thrillers in my life actually. But this novel was a thriller, Digital Fortress by Dan Brown. Anyways, so what happens in the book is that it's about the NSA, which is the National Security Agency, who is trying to break a code, but they are unable to break a code because of some strange reason. They cannot break the code despite the fact that they are the NSA, the National Security Agency. Uh, so they want to find a solution for that. So what they do is that they hire a beautiful and brilliant mathematician called Susan Fletcher. She's beautiful and she's brilliant. So she tries to solve the case. Okay, so that's what the book revolves around. Okay, then she comes into the contact of a man called David Becker. He is the other character in the novel, actually. Okay, okay. What happens next is that it revolves around something called the digital fortress. Okay, guys, it revolves around the digital fortress. It's about how email has changed the way people live, think, and act. It's about the internet and all that stuff. It's about how the internet has changed the lives of people all over the world, in all countries of the world. And I think this book was published in 1998, and it's the first novel by Dan Brown. Okay, it's about code breaking. It's all about code breaking, how to break codes, and how to decipher things and letters and languages, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what happens in the book. The book is basically, if I have to summarize the book, it's about a woman called Suzanne Fletcher who comes into contact with a man called David Becker, and their quest and their mission to possibly find out and break the code with the NSA, the National Security Agency, is unable to do so. It's about the digital fortress, it's about email, which has changed the lives of people. It revolves around all that stuff. Okay. Uh, that's what happened in the book, guys. So that's all that happened in the book actually. It's about code breaking, it's about deciphering codes, stuff like that, blah 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 blah. It's called Digital Fortress because the code that they are trying to break is called the Digital Fortress. So it's a very nice thriller novel in which they are trying to break codes all the time, and to find out stuff like that, and to decipher codes which are very difficult to do so. And even the NSA, the National Security Agency, is unable to do that. So that's what happens in this book, guys. So what happens next is that Susan Fletcher, the woman, and the man David Becker fall in love with each other, and it's also about their love life and their love affair, and that's what happens. And it's also about the work that they do, which is to decipher codes and get stuff out of people. Okay, that's what happens in the novel, guys. In the end, it was not it was a very long read actually, as I told you before, that it was 510 pages long, which is pretty long, but I'm used to reading long books, so it was not a problem for me to read this novel. So in the end, they talk about Nagasaki and Hiroshima and stuff like that, the bombardment that happened to them. And apart from that, it's all about code breaking. It's about Susan Fletcher, David Becker. It's about the agency. It's about their love affair, stuff like that, and all that stuff. And code breaking and digital fortress. It was a very well written novel. It was pretty long, and I enjoyed reading it. As a matter of fact, you get to know about a lot about what do you call it, code breaking after reading this novel. And I loved reading this novel. It was really a thriller, and I love reading thrillers. Now, this guy has written other books as well. For instance, the other book that is famous by him is called The Da Vinci Code, which everyone knows about, my friends. Anyways, so I hope you like this video, and do tell me what you think about this novel, because I like reading this thriller a lot, and the ending was pretty good. Bye guys.